Okay, so you're heading to Cozumel.
Nice.
I see you're taking the ferry over from Playa del Carmen.
Smart move.
Yeah, that's a classic arrival for sure.
Seriously.
Now, I know you want to jump right into that turquoise water,
Of course, who wouldn't?
but before you do,
Okay.
I found something in your source material that might make you want to caffeinate first.
Oh, intrigued.
You know?
I can't resist some good pre-adventure coffee.
Right.
So what did you find?
Well, this place, Cozo Coffee,
Okay.
it's practically right off the ferry.
Oh, nice.
Super convenient.
Convenient and coffee. What more could you ask for?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But the real kicker is
Okay.
they have peanut butter coffee.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Peanut butter in the coffee.
it's a whole thing.
Like blended in?
Yeah.
Wow, I have so many questions.
The YouTubers in the video were describing it as tasting like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay, now that's a flavor combo I can get behind.
Right.
It's funny how travel can push your culinary boundaries. Like you never know what you're going to discover.
Exactly. And speaking of discovering things once you're properly caffeinated,
Yeah.
the best way to tackle Cozumel, in my opinion,
Okay.
is by scooter.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It's the perfect way to kind of explore at your own pace.
Yeah.
Soak up that island vibe.
Freedom.
Yeah, and plus you can zip down all those little side streets
Totally.
and find those hidden gems that you might miss otherwise.
Exactly. And our savvy YouTubers,
Okay.
they managed to snag a scooter rental
Right.
for 500 pesos.
Not bad.
Now, this is where it gets interesting for you.
Okay.
They negotiated that price down.
Oh, wow.
So remember, haggling is totally acceptable,
Good to know.
even expected in Cozumel.
Yeah.
So don't be shy about trying to get a better deal.
Such a good point. It's
Yeah.
part of the culture, and a little friendly negotiation
Right.
can save you some pesos.
For sure.
Although I do see they mentioned 1,000 peso deposit,
Oh, yeah.
or you can leave your ID. Worth keeping that in mind.
Always those little logistical details to remember.
For sure.
But back to the fun stuff.
Yes, please.
The rental place gave them a hand-drawn map
Oh, cool.
with some local spots marked on it.
Oh, that's great.
That personal touch is priceless.
It really is. It's like having a local guide in your pocket,
Right.
pointing you towards all the hidden treasures of the island.
Totally. And one of those spots they cruised past on their scooter adventure
Okay.
was this place called No Name Bar.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it's right where the ocean meets the sky.
Ah, I think I've heard of this place.
Have you?
Yeah, it's known for being a popular hangout for cruise ship workers.
Yeah, and get this, there's a tattoo shop right next door.
Oh, wow.
That's a big hit with the crew members.
Oh, I bet.
Imagine the stories those sailors have.
I know.
Makes you think,
Yeah.
maybe the best souvenir isn't like a trinket you buy,
Right.
but a connection with someone
Yeah.
who lives a totally different life than you.
That's such a good perspective. It's easy to get caught up in all the tourist traps.
Totally.
But sometimes the most meaningful souvenirs
Yeah.
are the stories that we collect along the way.
And speaking of stories,
Okay.
this next stop is a real memory maker,
All right.
Playa El Cielo,
Okay.
which translates to Sky Beach.
Sky Beach.
And it's easy to see why.
Ah.
Famous for the starfish.
Of course.
Imagine swimming in crystal clear water surrounded by these beautiful creatures.
It's like a scene straight out of a dream.
And get this, the YouTubers in the video actually visited this same beach 6 years ago.
Wow.
And before going back,
Yeah.
they rewatched their own video to refresh their memories.
That's such a cool idea.
Isn't that a fascinating way to experience a place again?
It really is.
Have you ever done something like that?
I actually haven't, but now I kind of want to go back and check out some old footage
Yeah.
and see how things have changed or how my perspective on the place has changed.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a time capsule of your own travel experiences.
It is.
Yeah. And practically speaking, the tour to Playa El Cielo
Okay.
cost them 650 pesos each,
All right.
which, considering it's a 90-minute experience hitting 3 different spots,
Yeah.
seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But it does bring up a good point for your trip.
Okay.
Do you go with an organized tour like this
Right.
or strike out on your own?
That's the eternal traveler's dilemma, isn't it?
Right. Both have their perks.
They do.
Tours are great for convenience
Yeah.
and local insights, but independent exploration gives you that freedom to wander off the beaten path.
Exactly.
So it's really a matter of preference.
And speaking of wandering off the beaten path,
Okay.
I got to share this funny detail from the video.
Right.
One of the YouTubers actually kissed a starfish.
They what?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Apparently, it was kind of a weird, fishy experience.
I can imagine.
But hey, it's all part of the adventure, right?
It really is.
You know, sometimes those quirky, unexpected moments end up being the most memorable perks of a trip.
It's a reminder to embrace the unexpected.
Yeah,
Be open to those little surprises along the way.
I love that.
Okay, so after all that snorkeling and starfish kissing,
Okay,
they needed some chill time.
of course.
So they hit up this beach club at Playa Palancar.
Nice.
Now, they did mention a minimum consumption rule.
Ah, yes. That's pretty common for beach clubs,
Is it?
especially in touristy areas.
Okay.
It's their way of ensuring that guests are contributing to the cost of maintaining the facilities and providing the service.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But hey, after a morning of adventure,
Yeah.
who wouldn't want to kick back with a margarita and some guacamole?
Sounds like the perfect way to unwind.
I know.
Yeah, soak up those Caribbean vibes.
But getting back to their scooter
Oh,
proved to be another adventure in itself.
what happened?
They were surrounded by a sea of similar scooters,
Oh, no.
and they actually had to use their own YouTube footage to find theirs.
That's hilarious.
Talk about resourcefulness.
I know, right?
It also makes you realize documenting your travels
Yeah.
can have some unexpected benefits.
It's true. You never know when those photos or videos might come in handy.
Right, like a breadcrumb trail leading you back to where you need to be.
Exactly.
But now let's talk about the most important part of any Mexico trip,
Okay.
tacos.
Oh, you know, I'm always up for a good taco discussion.
So it looks like they found a local gem called Tacos El Mexicano,
Nice.
and their scooter rental guy actually recommended it,
Oh, perfect.
which is always a good sign.
Always.
It's proof that those casual conversations with locals can lead you to some of the best hidden gems.
It's all about tapping into that local knowledge.
Right.
Food is such a central part of any culture.
Yeah.
And those authentic hole-in-the-wall places often hold the best flavors.
And the best part is
Okay.
the tacos were only 22 pesos each.
What?
You mentioned wanting authentic food on a budget,
I did.
and Tacos El Mexicano proves the point.
Okay.
The further inland you go, the more prices drop.
That's such a great tip.
It's a Cozumel secret.
I love it.
So what are you thinking so far?
So far, so good.
Feeling inspired for your Cozumel adventure?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's shaping up to be a fantastic mix of adventure and relaxation.
Of course.
And, of course, delicious food.
Obviously.
And it's a good reminder that even in a place as popular as Cozumel,
Right.
there are always those hidden gems just waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe you'll even discover your own Cozumel secrets to share.
I hope so.
But for now, let's take a little breather, and we'll come back with even more insights from your source material.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm ready for it.
Yep.
You know, it's funny how those little hiccups, like almost losing your scooter, can become the most vivid memories.
I know.
It makes you appreciate the importance of rolling with the punches while traveling.
Right.
You just got to go with the flow.
Totally. It's those unexpected moments that add spice to the story.
Exactly.
Right. And speaking of stories, our YouTubers made sure to fuel up with some authentic tacos before bidding farewell to Cozumel.
Of course.
They were raving about this place.
Okay.
Tacos El Mexicano.
Tacos El Mexicano.
Yeah.
It's great that they got a recommendation from a local.
I know.
Just goes to show sometimes the best travel tips come from those spontaneous conversations.
Absolutely. And it sounds like it paid off.
Yeah.
They said the tacos were incredible.
Nice.
And for only 22 pesos each,
Wow.
that's a win in my book.
That's amazing.
I think this whole eat where the locals eat philosophy
Yeah.
often leads to the most delicious and affordable finds.
Couldn't agree more.
Right.
It's a great way to experience authentic cuisine and support local businesses at the same time.
Now, thinking about your upcoming trip,
Okay.
what's standing out to you so far?
Mm.
What are you most excited about experiencing in Cozumel?
Well, that peanut butter coffee has definitely piqued my curiosity.
Of course.
It's not every day you come across such a unique flavor combination. And of course, Playa El Cielo.
Yes.
The idea of swimming amongst starfish sounds absolutely magical.
It's like something out of a fairy tale.
It really is.
And I'm all about that scooter adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine the freedom of cruising along that coastal road.
I know.
Wind in your hair, the sun on your face, pure bliss.
It's the perfect way to discover those secluded beaches and hidden curves that Cozumel is known for.
Exactly.
Plus, you never know who you might meet along the way.
Who knows, maybe you'll even find yourself getting a spontaneous tattoo like those cruise ship workers at No Name Bar.
That would certainly be a memorable souvenir.
Now that would be a story to tell.
Speaking of memories, I found it fascinating that the YouTubers revisited Playa El Cielo after 6 years.
I
They
know.
even used their old video footage to refresh their memories before heading back.
I love that.
I know it's amazing how technology can help us relive those special travel moments.
It really is.
It's like having a personalized time capsule that you can access anytime.
It really highlights the value of documenting our journeys.
It does?
Not just for the memories, but also for the insights. You
Yeah.
can see how your perspective on a place evolves
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's true. And it could even serve as a guide for future travels.
Right.
You might discover hidden gems that you missed the first time around.
Absolutely. And sometimes revisiting a place can reveal just how much you've grown and changed in the years since your last visit.
Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about trip planning.
Okay.
Do you typically prefer organized tours, or do you lean towards a more independent approach?
It really depends on the destination and the experience I'm looking for.
Okay.
Sometimes an organized tour can be a fantastic way to maximize your time and gain insights from local guides.
Right.
But other times, I crave the freedom and flexibility of exploring at my own pace.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
And in the case of Cozumel, it seems like there are options for both.
there are.
You can take an organized tour to Playa El Cielo,
Yeah.
or you can, hire a boat independently.
Yeah.
Similarly, you can rent a car or a scooter to explore the island.
Exactly. And it's important to weigh the pros and cons of each approach.
It is.
Like, for example, an organized tour might provide transportation equipment, a knowledgeable guide,
Right.
but it also might limit your flexibility and be a bit pricier.
True. On the other hand, going the independent route gives you more freedom to choose your own itinerary
Yeah.
and discover those off-the-beaten-path spots.
Right.
But it might require more research and planning up front.
It's all about finding that balance that works best for your travel style and preferences.
Right.
And sometimes the best approach is a combination of both.
Well said. So, as you envision your own Cozumel adventure,
Okay.
are you leaning towards any particular approach?
I'm definitely intrigued by the idea of renting a scooter and exploring the island at my own pace.
Good.
But I wouldn't rule out joining a tour for a specific experience like swimming with the starfish at Playa El Cielo.
Right.
It's all about finding those unique opportunities that truly enhance a trip.
I think that's a great plan. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to travel.
That's true.
The most important thing is to create an experience that's meaningful and memorable for you.
Absolutely. And speaking of memorable experiences,
Yes.
I did note that little detail about the minimum consumption requirement at the beach club.
Oh, yeah. It's something to keep in mind when budgeting for your trip.
Is.
But honestly, after a morning of snorkeling,
Yeah.
I can imagine a refreshing drink and some tasty guacamole would be well worth it.
I completely agree. Sometimes those little indulgences are what make a trip truly special.
And who knows, maybe you'll even discover a new favorite drink.
Ooh.
Maybe the beach club has their own version of that peanut butter coffee.
Now there's a thought.
Or some other unique cocktails just waiting to be discovered.
It's all about embracing the unexpected and being open to new experiences.
Speaking of unexpected experiences, I can't get over how our YouTubers had to use their own footage to locate their scooter in that sea of similar ones.
I know, right?
It's just a funny reminder that even the most well-planned trips can have their share of amusing hiccups.
Absolutely. And often those hiccups become the stories we cherish the most.